What comes to mind when I think of Frank is leadership, integrity, and willing to give to others.
Frank is committed, caring, and most of all connected. I joke around in Madison that you shouldn't play the game 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, you should play the game 2 degrees of Frank Byrne.
Frank's the kind of guy who, if you give him 5 minutes, he'll be your friend for life.
One of the things that impresses me about Frank is that he knows everybody's name. And so in doing that, he says to each person he encounters, "You're important." And I think that is in the spirit of Madison, that each person counts, each person's important.
Frank cares deeply about his patients and his colleagues and the community and the institution of St. Mary's and his family. He has an ethic of service to all of those and a ferocious work ethic. There's nobody who works harder than Dr. Frank Byrne.
Frank is truly a mentor for young people, demonstrating to them the values of leadership, which include his ability to walk the walk instead of talk the talk, as Frank would always say.
He sees a problem, an issue, and he's willing to lend a hand. And so it's that leadership that he's had in terms of that. And then also in listening to the people that he works with to also be leaders.
Frank has left many legacies. In the 10 years that he's been in the Madison community, there's so many things that he has done and so many people he has touched. I mean, one of the physical legacies is the $182 million expansion at St. Mary's campus and our freestanding emergency room. But there's something that people don't always know about Frank, and that is what he has done with the development of our nursing scholarship endowment. So he was the inspiration and the connection to align generous donors to commit over $1.3 million to build an endowment for nursing staff. And these nurses then can pursue moving from their RN to their BSN or their BSN to their MSN. And so Frank has not just left the physical buildings and the brick and the mortar that is St. Mary's, but he has left a legacy of people who are here to take care of Madisonians for many, many years to come.
I think Frank's legacy will be as a person who helped healthcare through a very difficult time. The changes that are occurring in healthcare right now are just incredible. And I think of the Scott motto, to be prepared. And I don't think anything could prepare administrators for what we've been experiencing recently, and yet Frank was prepared for this.
I think that probably the biggest thing is Frank doesn't get too far out in front of himself, because he has a wonderful wife, Cindy, who always snaps him back into line.
Frank is the embodiment of a servant leader.
He's a good husband, he's a good father, he's a good son. In short, I'd say he's the model of how a good man lives his life. And for that reason, I think a very, very good choice by the Boy Scouts for this award.